Hey guys, we're going to be doing day 12 notes today. Day 12 notes is on simplifying rational expressions. So a rational expression, this is a fraction in which the numerator and or the denominator are polynomials. Okay. So when we are simplifying rational expressions, there's a few steps that we're going to do. The first one is we're going to factor anything that can be factored. So a few days back, or a few weeks now, because we did days at a week, we learned how to factor. We learned how to factor trinomials and everything like that. Then we're going to simplify monomials using the exponent rules. And then we'll eliminate binomial factors, and then we'll just write what's left, okay? So for example 1, I have 12y over 48y cubed. Okay, so let's just work with the numbers first. So this is 12 over 48. Well, 12 over 48 reduces down to 1 over 4. Okay. Now I have y over y cubed. Okay, so I have one y on top because this is really y to the first. And I have 3 y's on the bottom. So this can be visualized as 1, and then you have y times y times y. Well, these can cancel out, okay? But I can't cancel out the other 2 because I only have 1 y on top. So remember, y times y will come back to give me y squared. So your final answer is 1 over y squared. 1 over 4y squared. I'm sorry, I didn't write that. Okay? So, 2, let's work with our numbers first. I have 21 over 35. Okay, 21 over 35 will reduce down to 3 over 5. And then I have a over a. So all you have is the 1a. So a and a. Well, if I have 1 on top and 1 on the bottom, those can both cancel. And then I have a b on top and 2 b's on the bottom. Well, those 2 can cancel, and then you're just left with the 1b. So your final answer is 3 over 5b. Okay. So for 3, I have 8 over 24. 8 over 20. Oh, I should be doing that in a different color. 8 over 24. Okay, 8 over 24 reduces down to 1 over 3. And then I have an m squared on top and an m on the bottom. Okay, so that means I have 2 m's up here and 1 m on the bottom. Well, one of those m's can cancel. So I have an m up top. And then I have an n up top and 3 n's on the bottom. N. Well, one of these can cancel, and I'm just left with 2 n's on the bottom. Well, n times n is n squared. So my final answer is 1m over 3 n squared. I want you guys to try 4 and 5 on your own. So go ahead and pause the video and attempt these by yourself. For 4, you guys should get 4y over 9x squared. And then for 5, you guys should get 3b squared over 10a. Okay. I'm going to do 6 with you guys. So 6 over 3. This is really like 6 divided by 3. So I know I have a 2 on the top. I did that in the wrong color again. 6 over 3. So this reduces to 2 over 1. And then I have an x over x squared. So I have x times x. So one of these will cancel, so I'm left with an x on the bottom. Then I have a y over y squared. So 2 y's on the bottom, so one of these will cancel. So I'm left with a y. And then I have a z cubed on top. So there's 3 z's on top and 1 z on the bottom. And only one of these can cancel. So I'm left with z times, in the wrong spot, z times z on the top. Z times z is going to be a z squared. So my final answer is 2z squared over 1xy, or just xy. Okay. So those problems really didn't require us to factor. We didn't have binomials or trinomials. Those are just monomials. For 7, I have n plus 6, so this is one whole thing. And I have 3n plus 18, okay? There's nothing I can really take out of n plus 6 because one of my coefficients is 1 and both of them don't have n's. But if I look at the bottom one, so I'm left with n plus 6 up top. I need to zoom in. I have a 3n and an 18. Well, I know I can take a 3 out of a 3, and I can take a 3 out of an 18. So I'm left with n, because 3 divided by 3, pretty much what we're doing here is dividing. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And then 18 divided by 3 is 6. Okay? So do you guys see how I have an n plus 6 over an n plus 6? Well, those are going to cancel. So remember, you always have an understood 1. So my final answer is 1 over 3. Okay. So for 8, I have 4x minus 4. So this is one of them. And I have 4x plus 4. Okay. Well, I can take a 4 out of a 4. So remember, essentially what you're doing is dividing. So 4 divided by 4 is just 1. So I took a 4 out up top, and I'm left with x minus 1. Take a 4 out of the bottom, and I'm left with x plus 1. Okay. Well, x minus 1 and x plus 1 are not exactly the same. Okay, they're not the same, so you cannot cancel them. But 4 over 4 cancels. So your final answer is going to be x minus 1 over x plus 1. Okay. For 9, we have y squared minus 64, okay? This is a special case where we factor, okay? This is called the difference of squares. Okay, so essentially how you factor this is you're going to get two things like this. And so you're going to take the square root of the first one. So the square root of y squared is y. So I put a y in my first one. And then you're going to have a plus and a minus always. To get your second one, I'm going to take the square root of my second one, which is 64. The square root of 64 is 8. So this right here factors to that. Y plus 8 times y minus 8. Okay? So down here, I'm going to write its factors. So y plus 8 over y minus 8 all over y plus 8. Okay, well, I see I have y plus 8 and a y plus 8. So that's going to cancel. So my final thing is going to be y minus 8 essentially over 1, which you guys can just write as y minus 8. Okay. So for 10, I have z plus 1 over z squared minus 1. So again, this right here is the difference of squares. So we're going to write these as this. Remember, you're always going to have a plus and a minus. So to find that first one, I'm going to take the square root of z squared. Those cancel, so you're left with z, z. To find your second one, take the square root of 1. Well, the square root of 1 is just 1. And so this is what that factors to. So down here, I'll have z plus 1 up top. And my bottom factors to z plus 1, z minus 1. These two are going to cancel. Remember, you always have that understood 1 up here. So my top is going to be 1 over z minus 1. And that is your final answer. Okay. So for 11, I have a trinomial. So I'm going to have to factor this trinomial. So remember, this is where we made the box. Oh, that's a highlighter. Okay, remember what goes in your first box? It's right here. And your last box is right here. So k squared negative 18. So I want to know what multiplies to give me these two right here. So negative 18 times k squared, which is negative 18k squared. And what adds to give me negative 7k. Okay, so the two things that do this are going to be negative 9 and positive 2. So negative 9k and a positive 2k. If you guys need to make your chart over here like we did in the previous videos, you guys can. And now I'm just going to take out my GCF. So for my first row, I have a k squared and a negative 9k. All you can take out is a k. From my second one, I have a 2k and a negative 18. So all I can take out is a 2. From my first column, I have k squared and 2k. So all I can take out, again, is a k. And then from my second column, negative 9k and negative 18, I can take out a negative 9. if we're canceling stuff and simplifying, odds are you guys should get one of those, or you guys wouldn't need to simplify it, okay? So if you don't get one of them to cancel at all, you've probably done something wrong. So over here, we have k minus 9 and k plus 2 all over k minus 9. Well, these right here cancel, which is what we want. So my final answer, I have k plus 2 over 1, which can be written as just k plus 2. Okay? So I want you guys to do 12 on your own. So go ahead and pause the video and work this one all by yourself. Once you guys have worked this, you guys should get for 12, you get 1 over m minus 4 for your answer. Okay. And that is day 12 notes. If you guys have questions, please email us. There is a Kahoot that goes along with this, so make sure you guys get that done. Again, you only get one chance at the Kahoots, guys. So please make sure you guys have all this down.